Hey everybody, Psychosaurus is here, and today, well, I was thinking maybe I should do a small tutorial to two really useful tools for Project Celeste, and that is the search website and the unit stats or unit builder website. Two very useful tools to find and compare builds on your units and stuff like that. Yeah, very useful. So let's start with the search one. So this is very useful tool if you're looking for stuff. Imagine you have the huge database of all of those items somewhere in the project size. I don't really care. We don't really have to care about that. Now you want to find some specific item. You want to find something very specific. And this is where this tool really comes in handy. You want to find it, you can find it with this. So first, how can we look up the items? Now obviously we need to select the categories, what we are looking for. Obviously most typically we are looking for the items, which is the pieces of gear. And we got the advisors, we got some blueprints, recipes, consumables and materials. So obviously the most important ones will be the items and advisors. The rest, you don't really have to worry about those that much. But if you want to look for something here as well, that can help as well. So let's start with items. So we're looking for some specific item. We know its name. So let's say we're looking for Sword of Tiberius. So we just type in Tiberius. And look at that, we got the Sword of Tiberius. That's pretty straightforward. We know the name, we type it in, we got the item. Now obviously we don't always know the name of the item we are looking for. Some more specific item, like let's say we're looking for something for our hypospis. We're looking for a weapon, which is the sword. So what we can do is type in sword. And now we have all the swords, literally all the swords shown here. Yeah, so every single sword, and as you can see this is pretty huge number of swords, and we might be looking for something more specific. So yeah, we got the name, we got the item type. So what else can we specify? Maybe we're looking for something, we're not looking specifically for legendary swords, or maybe not even rare swords or uncommon ones. We're looking for epic swords. So what we can do is type in epic, and guess what? We got filtered only the epic items here. Yeah, so we can obviously add in some rarity as well. Really useful. Are we looking for that much? I guess depends. But rarity is one of those things that you might not be looking for that often, but it's there as an option. What you might be looking for more often is for a specific stat. Like let's say I'm looking for a sword that offers maybe something like pierce armor. So let's go. Can we find? As you could see, it would be fine to just type in pierce. We could like exclude the armor. Just put in the keywords you need. So I have put in the pierce, and you can see we got some swords with pierce armor as well. They do exist, but as you can see, not many of those, and low level as well. There we can definitely use this one, right? We're looking for some specific stat. We can look for critical hits. And now we got all the swords with critical hits. So this is probably the most useful thing about this website. You're looking for some specific item, you don't know its name. You know you're looking for some specific type of gear. So let's say we used here sword. It could be heavy spear, light spear, bow, medium armor. And what we want from it is some specific stat. Like we're looking for swords with critical hit chance. We're looking for spears with bonus versus cavalry. We're looking for bow with maximum range, and so on and so on. This is very useful thing, and this is most likely how you're gonna use this. Just type in the type and the stats you're looking for. That's gonna be the most typical stuff. Now obviously there's more to it, and we can use this to search for, let's say, exclusive items, like for example Crete. Well, obviously if you put in keyword and the keyword is part of a specific word, you get these items as well. That's kind of unfortunate, but yeah, if you type in it and just ignore those few items, you can see that most of the stuff you'll find here. And you can see we got the Creed exclusive items. Some of them have the Creed somewhere else, but yeah, it's there. Everything you need. Obviously we can do something like skirmish as well. We could go with alliance as well, but for some reason this one just includes the legendary items for some reason, which is annoying. So instead you have to type in specific alliance, let's say Parapra Oasis, and there's all the items. Now obviously there are items at stores, so we might be looking for some store items. Obviously we just type in store and we got all the store items we can find. But this is way too vague because we are looking for something more specific, like we want to know what the epic institutions are selling to us, right? So we're gonna type in the store, obviously, and now type in the name of the store. How do you, like this? And just part of it is fine, and all of a sudden, yeah, we get all the items from the store. Okay, if you have the blueprint for a store, you want to see what it offers, you can use this as well. Really useful. So really nice thing to know as well. Now I need to remember that I forget something. Oh yes, obviously we have some craftable items, so we can put in craftable, and we got all the items that are craftable. And obviously we can look for these items through the materials they require as well. So let's say I want to know what's made from the silk cloth. I put in the silk cloth as well. And yes, we got it all filtered. All silk cloth items that are craftable. So yeah, looking for some very specific, like you want to know, hey, I got this silk cloth recipe, is it worth for some specific items for crafting? So let's put in the craftable, find the silk cloth, and hey, you can check it out for yourself. What do you feel like is useful? I mean, there's like the bow of the master hunter, really useful. Caesar's banner, Camillus' prized warhorn, just few pieces. Nebuchadnezzar's blessed line, really strong one. And so on, so on, so on. Whatever you like, you can pick from this. And I think that's all. Maybe you could specify on the level as well. If you're like looking for some item at specific level, you type in level number. And I think all of these items should be just at that level. Yeah, and if you go down. Obviously, this is where we can use something like level 35 epic, and all the items that are available at level 35. Can't really go wrong with this one. Okay, I have to think. Did I forget something? By the name, rarity, type of gear, source, craftables, stats. Yeah, I think that's most of it. There's one more way how you can look up the items, but it's a little bit too specific. You're not really gonna use it that much unless you start messing with the character files for the offline mode. But yeah, you can look up items even by the code, and if you don't know what character files are, these are pretty much character uh, files that are like saying what do you have equipped on your civ, on your units, which civ this is, and like what do you have available, stuff like that, and it's being used in the offline mode. And honestly, I think it's used in the game as well, but yeah, obviously you can look for types of gear or like specific pieces of gear through these item codes. Like I think something like sword. Is it 2H? No wait, 1H underscore. You type in L, you'll have all the legendary swords, and it's like too specific, like something like this. This is how the code looks like. This is most likely for the classic item. Yeah, the codes look like this. And obviously, if you just wanna reveal everything there is, just put in an asterisk, and everything will be revealed to you. So yeah, that's pretty much all about the items. Really useful. Looking for stats, like and specific piece of gear. That's probably the most useful one you're gonna use here. If you don't really know if there is this piece of gear that would like offer this specific stat, this is gonna be most likely something you're gonna use. And obviously, if you're looking for some items for comparison, yes, stats and type of gear is gonna be the most useful one to you here. But as you can see, there are many other ways to use this as well. Now obviously we got advisors here. This is gonna be the second most useful one probably, but after the gear it's just not gonna be that much. So obviously we got the same stuff. Name, I think you can type in rarity as well, but this is pretty much just specifically for legendary advisor, and everything else is just whatever. Obviously asterisk works as well. I think you can use any word that would be in the description, maybe like let's say gold, and here you can see, yeah, even purchasable ones here. So not the ideal one, but it should mainly include stuff like gold. But let's go with market and see. King Canadas, I think that's the only one. Caravan, yeah, using keywords in the descriptions is gonna be probably, if you're looking for something that affects this unit specifically, like it was paste. So yeah, looking for some specific unit, maybe specific stats. You could probably specify more into like the civ, so like Celt, and all the advisors that offer health as Celt, they're specific for Celts. But these are specifically for Celts. You don't have the general advisors with this one. Anything else? I think stats, stuff like that, keywords, and obviously by the age. Just type in age, number, and you will have all the age specific ones available here. If you're looking for some advisors, you want to see, hey, what is available in this age for me, what is available to me when I'm playing as scouts, you can use this as well. But once you play for a while, you pretty much remember the advisors most likely. But if you forget something, hey, this is useful here. Blueprints. This is not gonna be that useful one to you, because if we take a look at asterisk, we might be looking like decorations and stuff like that. So again, you could be looking for a name, specific blueprint, maybe materials or events. Oh yeah, that's what I forgot about the gear. You can use events as well for event specific items. Oh yeah, you can use event here as well, materials. I'm not gonna go through this. Rarity obviously is there as well, and there's not gonna be much about this. I wouldn't say you're really gonna use it. Whatever you drop, you drop. If you're looking for some specific decoration, you most likely look through the rarities rather than something specific. You just check out the stores right away. You don't really care about these. So that would be the blueprints. If we go to the recipes, this is pretty much the same as with the craftable items. So if you just go to the items, put in craftable, this is pretty much the same. So materials, recipe, name of the item, that's what you're gonna find here. Obviously here are also some consumables. Maybe we could specify consumable, and that's what we get. All the consumables you wanna find and craft. So that's probably like the one thing. Now obviously we got consumables. Not much about it, just rarity, and maybe you could specify like what it does. Like let me check. Can I go damage? Yeah, keywords, just what you find here as well. Maybe duration. Let's try through duration. Nah, that doesn't work. Okay, so look for the green words. Yeah, I don't know why you would look up consumables, to be honest. Maybe like check the stores first and you see this, and maybe you're like, oh, is there better rarity for this one? I guess that would be it, but I don't really feel like you would really need to use this one. But yeah, it's pretty much the same stuff as before. And materials. I mean, why would you look up materials? Maybe you want to look for specific material where you craft it. Maybe that works. Toolmaker. Nice. Specific workshop, that works. Coin sacks are here as well for some reason. And you got like quest materials. Yeah, I don't really think you're gonna use this one. And whatever you drop, you drop. Whenever you have recipe, you just use it wherever you want. And you just know that it's like up to epic most of the time, so not really that useful this one. But overall, I'm gonna end this. Search, you're looking mainly for items, specific stats, specific gear type, that's most likely how you're gonna use it. But obviously you can look with many other things. Advisors very useful, the rest is like who really cares. So yeah, we're gonna move on to the unit builder, and this is very useful tool when you're trying to compare builds. Like for example, we have some spearmen here, and obviously we can use the search website to help us with this. You want to put in some specific spear. Now you don't know which one you want to put in, so you use the search website. You want to look for some specific stats. You find it like, hey, I want health regen, and it's a spear. What? I guess just put in the regen spear. Hey, you got a heavy spear, Zach. Nice. You can use this, or you can just see it right here, but you can just type this in, the name of the item. Bam, you got it here. Now, obviously, same thing we can say about advisors, looking for some specific advisors, like let's say I want to see how it goes with Leonorios. Now this one, you cannot look up milestones that easily, but there's not that many. You got the first 5 for your specific civ, so we got Greek spearmen, so Greek milestones, and then we are choosing one from the other civs. So we got Egyptians, Celts, yeah, Persians, Romans, Babylonians, Norse, in that order. Then you just choose one, like let's say I want soldiering here, I want my punctuationing, now I want adaptiveness, and so on and so on. You keep adding. Obviously here are all the available upgrades that you can research. So let's see what the spearman looks like. This, if you're looking just for the specific level of upgrades, you can see, just click on the specific level, you will get it. And here are the stats that you will have on this unit if you put all of this together. Now remember, items have most likely some random value between, as you can see here, Alexander, you have minimum maximum value. It automatically sets on the average values, which is something I prefer to keep. I feel like this is the best way to use it. Like if you set it to the minimum, you know this is the worst you're gonna get, but you know you're gonna get it with this setup. If you get the average, I think that's somewhere around you can move on, and most likely you'll be able to get both stats or all of the stats above the average. So I just like to keep it at the average. Some people put it at the maximum. I'm like, how many times do you actually see maxed out items? Not really that often. Okay, so I prefer to keep it at the average. Advisors, obviously look at them up if you need to. On specific builds, milestones, same thing. I mean, you just look at this, and you're like, okay, get all the upgrades, see late game speedrun, and here are the final stats that we need to check. So we got the cost of the unit, we can see the stat since we did not change it. Then we got the health that got improved, we got soldiering, we got the armor. That's nice. So here we got the health regen from Zahak, damage increased from the Zahak, and obviously from all of these upgrades. If I disable them, it goes down. Then we got the bonus versus cavalry. Yeah, if your unit deals bonus damage, maybe you can modify it through the gear, like through the spear, that can improve, and many other stats. Most important, armor. So we can see like the reductions, bonus damage protection, and maybe movement speed and train time as well. Yeah, now if you want to compare it with some different build, you click here, add unit, you can see it's open up. If I want to cancel, I just press the X button up here or up here, whichever you like. And now we can just change the build a little bit. Like, let's say I use this, I use this. Let's keep the rest the same. I'm gonna add the armor, and here you can see the comparison, which is really nice that you have the different colors here. Seeing red means this is the worst, green one this is the best or highest value rather, and so on, so on, so on. And you can compare like armor, stuff like that. Yeah, and obviously if I want to compare it with something else, maybe I want to use this, you can obviously see there are also yellow values, which is somewhere in between. It is not really specified, it's just somewhere between the worst and the best one. So yeah, really useful for comparing builds. If you want to compare like how Greek spearman holds against, let's say, Egyptian spearman, obviously you can type the name of units here to make it easier for you to look it up. If you want to use the same gear, same advisors maybe, if you can, so on, so on, so on, and like take a look at this, and yeah, you just compare the units. So a useful tool as well. You want to compare something, you want to check the stats with specific build, you want to compare builds. This is a very useful tool. If you're looking for some specific item, obviously use the search, then just put it in here. If you want to change the stats a little bit, just click the cogwheel on the items icon and you can set it up. You can move it left, right, for better, worse. Let's see what happens if we have like average. If you want to set it back to average, just click here and you want to compare the average versus maximum values, how different this is. You can see not much difference. Very useful tool. So yeah, search website, look up gear, look up advisors you want, unit builder, use this for comparing builds, units, stuff like that. Very useful tools. I use them quite often if I need to like compare something, if I'm looking for something specific, like how would this work, what if I use this weapon instead of this. Both very useful tools. Make sure to use them as much as possible if you want to compare builds. Just make sure you use them, especially search. Use search. That's probably the best thing you're gonna use, and afterwards, once you know the builds, look at unit builder is there. And I guess that's all from this short tutorial. Not really that short, but whatever. Should I say something else about this? Did I forget to mention something about these tools? I'm just gonna say it. Both of them are very useful. So yeah, like this, share this, subscribe, leave a comment. If you feel like I missed something, maybe I should have mentioned something. I hope I said how to use these tools as well as possible. I mean, these are the ways I'm using them mainly. Don't really care. There is more about them. Maybe there might be more, but who really cares? This is how you use them, pretty much. So yeah, this was Psychosaurus. I'll see you next time. Bye!